All right, what's up, guys? I want to go over some kind of more advanced nutrition with you guys. So lately, I've been experimenting with macro counting, and I found it to be really good as far as being able to maintain it, getting everything kind of you need in your diet, and just continuing to be able to lose the weight each and every week. So I've actually lost about 25 pounds doing it so far, and it's been great. I'm eating the foods I like, and it's really easy to adhere, like I said. So that's why I'm kind of pushing it for all my clients, because I want to help you guys kind of be able to get the results you want, but still eat the foods that you love and be able to kind of get the bodies you want. So that's why I created this introduction to macro counting. So basically, I did a macro, aka flexible dieting, versus other diets. So if you don't know what macros are, they are carbs, fats, and proteins. Other diets could be super low calories, keto, paleo, low carb, intermittent fasting, things like that. So I'll kind of touch base on each one of those and just kind of what the pros and cons are. So again, I really like macro counting. If you found something else, like one of these that worked really, really good for you, stick with that. Just be realistic to the longevity of those ones, okay? So that's the number one thing that I found about most of these diets. And I'm not over here just bashing these diets because, I think my way is best. I'm always open to different things. That's how I've actually stumbled upon macro counting. I've been working with the nutritionalist and just kind of figuring out what's the best fit for me. So I have done like super low carb. I've never done keto. I'm not a big fan of it from things I've been hearing about it. I've done intermittent fasting, and I've done paleo. So paleo is probably my second favorite. I found it to be pretty adherable, but it is a little bit tougher to stick to long term. So let me just touch base on these a little bit here real quick. So super low calorie, don't do this, never do this. So you are actually only wanting to dip your calories about 100, 200 calories lower than what you're actually going to need on an everyday level to be able to lose the weight. So there are places here, even in Lincoln, or maybe just online that recommend, like, a lot of times they're putting their clients on like 800 calorie diets and just crazy stuff. And of course they lose the weight fast, but it lowers their metabolic rate. It's super unhealthy. So I think their thing is to try to bring your calories back up, but once you get your calories so low and you don't have any more room to go, then the only thing you can really do to lose extra weight is to work out more. So, and then you can only work out so much in a day anyway. So starting higher on your calories, dipping just a little bit lower than what you need, and then going from there and continuing to lower little stages at a time actually works a lot better than just going from, if I'm 200 pounds, I might need, over 2,000 calories. So if I go on a, 1,200 calorie diet, I mean, where can I go from there? Eventually what happens with the really low calorie diets is you're going to actually stall because your body thinks that it's not going to get fed. So it actually holds on to the fat instead of burning the fat. Okay, so it's actually raining right now, so I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but we got the door open, so it's kind of cool in here right now. So keto is basically, I'm not going to pretend I know every single thing about keto, but from what I've seen, it's just a super low calorie or super low carb diet. There's these things called ketones in your body. It produces, I guess it helps with weight loss once you lose so many calories in your body, and your body goes into ketosis, and then that helps burn more fat. More than likely, most people that have done this do it the wrong way. There is a right way to do it, and I've heard good things about the right way to do it. However, again, it is going to be super hard to maintain, and it is going to be just something that, if not done the right way, could be potentially dangerous as well too. So that's all I'm really going to touch on the keto. Paleo, so paleo is basically eating kind of more like our ancestors, like cavemen, so you know, meats, healthy fats, nuts, berries, vegetables, things like that. You're basically excluding dairy and any kind of carbs except for like potatoes on the paleo. So, and again, I've done paleo before. I really liked it. I thought it was pretty adherable. I could still have potatoes. I just couldn't have any like pasta, pizza, things like that. So that's why, you know, in longevity, the paleo is not the best as well either. So in my opinion. Then you got the low carb. Again, the thing about the low carb is it's the quickest way to lose weight, basically because when you have carbohydrates in your body, they absorb water and they're going to hold on to more water weight. So you'll lose quick weight like that. A lot of it could be water weight. You might lose some fat, but you're probably going to lose some muscle too. So low carb, and it's not maintainable unless, like, all these diets basically are all doing one thing except for the low calories. That's just low calories. But every other one that I mentioned up here are all getting rid of carbs, okay? So that's like a quick fix. That's the easy way. If you want to lose, like, you know, 5-10 pounds before a wedding or something, you can do that. You're going to gain it all back. But if you're looking for a long-term lasting result, something that you can do for your lifetime, you need to look at other options besides just cutting your carbs, okay? Because you do need carbs for hormones levels, and you do need carbs for energy. So, and we all love carbs. Carbs are good. Why would you want to take them away? Okay? So, low carb, I highly don't recommend that. Okay? Intermittent fasting. So, intermittent fasting is good. I have seen some good results with this. I think I did intermittent fasting before our wedding, like a couple weeks out from our wedding. I ended up losing like an extra 5 pounds. I was already pretty lean, so it helped me push past a little plateau and get further along kind of where I wanted. But again, that wasn't sustainable either because, you know, I know a lot of people don't like eating breakfast in the morning, so they're like, oh, just intermittent fast. But, you know, the thing about intermittent fasting is you're gonna have to wait until, like, you don't get to just eat it like when you feel like it. You have to wait a certain amount of time. So there's basically this 8-hour window that you're gonna be eating with intermittent fasting, okay? So you stop eating at like 10 o'clock at night, you have to fast until 2 in the afternoon the next day, which, you know, we might skip breakfast and feel fine, but guess what? I guarantee we're all gonna be hungry before 2 p.m. So, and then you have 8 windows to basically shove it all in. And again, you're not calculating anything, so you're just kind of guessing. So you could easily be way over your calories in that 8-hour window, or you could be easily way under your calories. So the goal is to get as close to the calorie expenditure that you need, but slightly below it, so you continually lose a little bit of weight each week. Okay, so I know that's not like the sexy answer. Everybody wants to lose weight super fast and all this stuff, but you know, you have to think long term. You can't just think right now. Like if you have kids, you always have to tell your kids, like, think in the future. Don't think about just right now. So we have to think the same way. We don't want to think about just right now. We want to think about in a year from now, where do we want to be? So and that goes with like everything in life. If you want to be successful, you have to think about where you want to be in 6 months, in a year, things like that, not where I want to be in, you know, 3 weeks from now. So cool. So let me dive a little bit deeper into this. I hit kind of those other diets that we probably all know pretty well. So tracking your macros. So basically you're tracking your carbs, fats, and proteins. Okay, so how do you do this? When you track your macros, you are going to, we have a calculator. So we have a calculation that we can figure out for your age, height, weight, exactly where your carbs, fats, and protein intake is supposed to be. So literally how many grams of each one you're supposed to have per day to be able to lose at least, you know, 2 to 4 pounds per week. And it's a calculation. We do it for you. You don't have to think about it. There are some online ones, and I will suggest some online ones to you, the ones that I use, that I like. But again, you always want to get a macro check from Jeremy or whoever the nutritional certified trainer is on staff. Make sure you get a check from them. You can do that with the consultations. Those are free to you as members. So why is the macro counting kind of, I think, ideal as far as longevity and kind of something that you can adhere to and give you the body you want? So all these, because it's all about the end goal, what kind of body you want, okay? So we all want to lose fat and we all want to maintain our muscle, okay? that doesn't happen overnight. So you need to, like I said, think longevity. All these diets here, that's all gonna be quick weight loss. You're gonna lose fat and you're gonna lose muscle with it, okay? So you don't wanna lose muscle because that's what gives you that toned look. So I get people coming in all the time, you know, I just wanna tone up. Do I do like you know, small weights and high reps, or do I do big weights and low reps? That doesn't matter. And when you start this macro stuff, you're gonna actually realize like how little your workout actually matters, because all you're basically doing is shrink wrapping your muscles, okay? So I was taught in anatomy and it's pretty obvious, but I had to think of it a different way. We all look like bodybuilders when you take off the skin and the fat, okay? We all have the six pack, we all have the muscles. You're basically shrink wrapping your muscles, getting rid of that fat and keeping that muscle so you can actually see the muscle, okay? And that's for the legs. It's not just like upper body, it's for the legs, for the butt, for everything you do, okay? Let's see here. So, number one reason I like the macro counting stuff is because you're basically gonna eat what you like, okay? So if I want pizza, if I want a cheeseburger, if I want these things at the end of my night or for dinner or for whenever, I can literally plug them in before I have them and then set my day up around that, okay? So you're still eating, you know, 5 meals per day, you're still getting a high protein intake, and you're making sure that you're hitting each one of your macronutrients percentages, okay? So it's a lot easier to show you either on paper or I'll make a video as well, how it's gonna look in your MyFitnessPal. So you do need to track. That's why we try to get you guys to start tracking right away when you first come to us, just because it is something that you are going to need to carry on for a lifestyle, okay? I know it sounds like kind of a pain in the butt. It's really not that much big of a deal. And if you like strategy, it's actually kind of fun because you get to try to strategize your day before. So my wife and I, we actually every night before we go to bed, we plug in our day the next day, what we're gonna eat, okay? So if it doesn't, you know, pan out perfectly, we can just go in and switch little things. But if you have it planned the night before, then you don't have to rush to try to do it as you're doing, okay? So we all kind of eat the same things from day to day, and we kind of have a plan of action of what we're gonna do anyway. So just plug it in the night before, make sure they're gonna line up, do a little bit of playing with it. Like at first it's gonna be a little bit tough, but after that, you get used to it, and you kind of know what foods have what macronutrients in it and what a meal's gonna look like for you. And we can help you out with that too as well in the nutritional consultations. So again, you're gonna eat what you like with the macronutrients. So literally anything that you like, you can have it. You just gotta know how much of it you can have, okay? If you do end up, you know, splurging and having that pizza and having things like that, you have to be pretty good leading up to that, okay? So that means like a higher protein, because cheat days and cheat meals are all high carbs, high fat. That's basically what cheating is, okay? So because it's a carb and fat, we can have those, okay? We just gotta know how much of it we can have, and we gotta make sure our protein intake is high up until then, okay? So the reason that it sucks for other diets is because you have a lot of restrictions, okay? Other diets are gonna restrict the carbs, they're gonna restrict the fats, they're gonna restrict the calories, which we like to eat. You know, why would you want to restrict the calories so much that we're starving? So that's why a lot of other diets just don't work, because they restrict you so much that when you finally get that food, you overindulge or you just crave stuff all the time. I can honestly say with macro counting, I hardly ever have cravings anymore, just because I'm never restricting myself. If I want to have like, you know, even a half of like a Snicker bar or something like that at the end of the night, I can plug it in before I have it and just make sure my day's gonna fill up for that, okay? So you can have desserts, you can have that type of stuff. You just gotta know how to fit it in your day and make it work for you, okay? So another positive on macros, you can look at this as a negative, some people would. So slower weight loss, it is slower weight loss. But you're just losing all fat, okay? So again, you're shrink wrapping those muscles. This is the way it's supposed to be done. This is how you have longevity, okay? When you lose, you know, 25 pounds in, you know, 4 weeks, a lot of that's gonna come back if you're not doing the exact same thing you were doing before. So with this, you're gonna lose 2 to 4 pounds per week, but you're gonna keep it off because it's gonna be more maintainable. You're gonna realize how to eat. Here you have faster weight loss, so you can lose, I don't know, 20 pounds in 3 weeks or something like that. But guess what a lot of that weight loss is? Muscle loss, okay? When you lose muscle loss, now you decrease your metabolic rate, and when you decrease your metabolic rate, you're not gonna burn calories as fast, so anything that you do eat is gonna stick more, okay? When you just lose fat and you're maintaining all your muscle, guess what? You're increasing your metabolic rate, okay? You build muscle when you work out, which increases your metabolic rate, and now you're simultaneously losing fat as well too, okay? That's why this works so well. So another big point here too with macros, it's easy to maintain your social life. So I can go out for drinks, I can go out for pizza, I can have breakfast, brunch, whatever I want to do with my family. The other ones here, hard to maintain, okay? If you're doing keto, what are you going to tell your family? Like, hey, you know, I can't eat this Village Inn breakfast or whatever because I'm on keto and I can't have any carbs. I can have and this is why I don't like keto really, because they're like promoting you know, just eat fatty meats and all this type of stuff, which, you know, I like those in moderation as well too, but you know, that's not really healthy. Like, obviously, we don't want greasy food all the time. We don't want fatty food all the time. So when you're doing you know, intermittent fasting, you can't, guess what? You can't ever go out and eat breakfast with your family because you're fasting until 2 p.m., okay? When you're doing low carb, paleo, guess what? You can't go have that cheeseburger. You can't go have those drinks. So that's alcohol. Alcohol is carbs. So that's why this is more socially acceptable. Like, we went to Mazatlan the other day for James's going away. I plugged it in. I already knew what I was going to eat. And I made sure my day was good up until then as far as what I needed for my protein intake, carbs, and fats. So, and I still enjoyed what I wanted. I didn't have to, you know, make a special, eat a salad or something like that while everybody else was eating, you know, the things that they wanted. So, and what I really like about this also, everything's calculated, so you know exactly where you're going. So, you know, in anything you do, so we have this saying that's called what gets measured gets managed. Okay, so you need to be measuring your stuff, making sure that you have the right calculation. Okay, any other diet's just based on estimate. They just say cut out this, you'll lose weight. You will initially, but in the long term, it's going to come back. Okay, because you're just guessing. So you do need to have kind of a scientific process, kind of a way that you're going to know for sure that, hey, this is working, this is going to work each and every week, okay? Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. So I have my bad weekends and stuff still too, but now when I have a bad weekend, it doesn't set me back as much anymore because I already kind of know how to get back on track. Maybe I'll lower my calories for the next couple of days by an extra 100 or something, nothing too crazy. But that gets me right back on track. You know, by the midweek, I'm already lean and mean again, feeling good. So that's kind of the introduction to the macro counting. Let me know if you have any questions on that. You can, I'm probably going to post this on Facebook, so just you know, leave a comment below if you have any questions. Keep in mind, nutritional consultations are free for members. You can schedule them anytime. Right now we're doing them Tuesday nights at South, Thursday nights at North. Have Jeremy set you up a plan, follow the plan. I'm going to make more videos like this where I'll show you exactly where the calculator is, how to use the calculator. So you can do this stuff on your own as well too to get a head start, okay? So if he's booked up for a week or two, do it on your own, get started on your own. If you have questions, let us know. We can help you in passing. Then you're not just doing nothing until your nutritional consultation, okay? You kind of have an idea of what's going on. I'm here to help you any way I can. I'll also show you kind of how I structure my days as well, to what foods I'm eating for my snacks, you know, for my lunches, things like that. So I keep it super simple. I'm pretty low maintenance. I'm not big on, you know, planning a whole week out of meals or anything like that. I basically eat a healthy meal every night, and then I save that for lunch, and then my breakfast is always the same. I have 2 snacks in between each meal, and that's basically it. I drink a protein shake before bed. I always hit my protein intake. So that's the way I've been doing it, guys. I want to share with you because anytime I learn something new, I want to pass it on to you guys so you guys can get even better results, and we can basically keep the healthy lifestyles going. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and I will be making another video shortly, so see you soon.